We are the Motor City, no doubt about that. Cars, vehicles, it's a way of life. But when you look at the numbers that Edmunds crunched and you look at your pocketbook, you may not be feeling so great about that next purchase.
I just couldn't buy a car. I'd buy a used car. I would have to, or I'd just keep driving this thing.
That's June Lester's answer to the $1,000 question quite literally. Would you pay $1,000 a month or more for a new car if you had to? Turns out a record number of car buyers are doing just that.
I think I paid $400 a month for, and that was ridiculous. And I'm retired now, not sort of retired, and there's no way. I mean, and I don't even drive. I mean, I've got 20,000 miles on this car, and it's 4 years old, so I couldn't afford that.
Edmunds crunched some numbers for the first quarter of 2023 auto sales and found nearly 17% of buyers shelling out $1,000 or more for a monthly car note, not including the cost of insurance. That's up from a little over 4% just 4 years ago. $1,000 a month, what do you think?
No, I already pay $400 now, and I just think that's astronomical. So I couldn't imagine paying $1,000. The cost of living has gone up. Rent has gone up. I couldn't imagine adding my $1,000 I already pay for rent on top of a $1,000 car. It just doesn't make sense.
It is, what did the consumer pay for the vehicle? How much did they finance of it? How much did they put down? The term length that was involved. So really, when we roll those numbers together, we look at these trends over time. You know, this last year and a half has seen some staggering increases.
That's Ivan Drury, Edmunds' Director of Insights, walking us through the scope of data collected. Why the staggering increases? Well, just like the cost of everything going up these days, he says cars are that much pricier, but consumers are more selective too.
The average car payment, 12.7% of buyers have a monthly payment of at least $1,000.
$1,000?
Yes.
Oh,
the average monthly payment for a new car loan hit an all-time high of $686 in June. Tell me that CPI is not going to be fucking 10%.
I just got a $60 quesadilla.
Yeah, I'm telling you exactly.
Number's 9.5.
Most people cannot afford. There was something.
$1,000 car payment's insane.
Insane. I forgot what our Audi is, and it's nowhere near $1,000.
$1,000 you're getting into
Yeah, luxury car.
What's your car payment?
$958 a month.
How much is your car payment?
$1,670.
How much is your car payment?
$1,720.
What's your car payment?
$315.
What's your car payment?
$500.
What's your car payment?
$1,533.
How much is your car payment?
$333.
How much is your car payment?
$512.
How much is your car payment?
$606.
Top of the morning, family. You know, one of the crazy things about car sales is that a customer will hit you up. They interested in the car. They tell you they need panoramic sunroof, heating and cool seat, the biggest screen you can put in the vehicle. He be like, cool, I got the perfect ride for you. If this don't work for you, we can go down, in trim levels. No, I gotta have it. So boom, you get them approved, 0 down, 3%, tell them the payment gonna be $850 a month. Oh, hell no. That payment too high. I can't do that. Excuse me, ma'am or sir. You said you needed that panoramic sunroof. You said you needed that big screen. You said you needed all the bells and whistles that the vehicle has to offer. I tried to take you down to them cloth seats. I tried to take you down to the heat, not the cool, but you didn't want that. Now you mad at me. It don't make sense at all.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
I want you to watch this video because in mortgage world, I see so many people that have $2,500 a month car payments, but they can't afford a $1,200 mortgage because their debt to income ratio is too high. And I don't like that this is becoming normalized, that it's okay for people to have high car payments. Again, if you can afford that, that's fine. But do you want to live in your car? You got to get your priorities in line. What is most important? And to me, it's to be out of debt and to have a low house payment. Watch.
Dealership. What do you think they were trying to achieve?
What is your car payment?
$1,386.
Hey sir, what is your car payment? First one's $1,445. What's the other one? That's $1,161. Look at that number right there. That's my car payment.
Dang! I can tell you exactly what they're trying to achieve. Look, everyday normal people, this is just normal. Right. $1,300, $1,400 for a car payment? Look, it's normal now. The one guy in the red shirt, he was spending $2,500 a month on 2 separate cars. That's crazy. So much money we're spending on these things that then become a prison. Now, I'm sure all of their cars are nicer than my 10-year-old Toyota, right? Mm-hmm. And yet, you know what is nicer than all of that? The freedom that I don't have a single car payment. And so this isn't a judgment of these people. This is a judgment of a system that is fundamentally broken. If I have a car payment, it means I couldn't afford the car in the first place.
What do you drive and what do you pay a month?
I drive a 2023 4Runner and I pay $525 a month.
Hey Mackenzie, what do you drive and what do you pay a month?
I drive a 2023 Highlander XSE and I pay $850 a month.
Hey Sheila, what do you drive and what do you pay a month?
I drive a 2021 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro and I pay $972.
Hey Anna, what do you drive and what do you pay a month?
I drive a 2021 Camry XSC Hybrid. It's actually a lease and I'm paying $392 a month.
Hey G, what do you drive and what do you pay a month?
I do have a 2018 Toyota Land Cruiser and I pay $525 a month.
Hey Amy, what do you drive and what do you pay a month?
I drive a 2022 Camry SE and I pay $600 a month.
Unfortunately, car payments are becoming more and more expensive. In May, the average car payment ranged from $650 to just over $700. Like, this is no joke. This is an all-time high, and it's never been more expensive to finance a car. And the main reason is because of supply chain issues and inflation made worse by the pandemic. Because of this, the average cost for a new car has gone up, hence the hefty monthly payments. And on top of that, interest rates are also going up. As a result of this, used cars have been very sought after, and odds are it will stay that way if this keeps up.
Yes, boss. Back in here again once again, man. Happy to be here too, dog. So check me out. I did not know that it was like an outrage with like car payments. Like literally when I tell you guys, like sometimes I be like in my own little world, which I am in my own world. Like I like a lot of stuff pop up to me and I'll be like, yo, this is crazy. So I was talking to a girl and she was telling me like my car payment is almost $600. I'm like, yo, what kind of car you got? She was like, she got a 2022, I think, Nissan Rogue. I was like, damn, why your car payment that high? She was like, she got good credit and all that. She was like, it's just the interest. So I'm like, damn, that's kind of crazy. So I went and Google and I even went on TikTok and I was like looking up car payments, all of these stuff. I did not know that it was like a big outrage with car payments and cars being like damn near double the price. I did not know all of this. This was like brand new to me. And I'm gonna be real with you. From my experience, cause I've done a car payment before, not a fan of it, don't like it at all. To each his own. I'm gonna be real. Sometimes we all have to do something where we don't want to. Like if you have to get a car payment, I understand. But if you can avoid it, please avoid it, dog, because I'm going to tell you why. If your car payment is not something that's affordable, not something where it's like, oh, what you want, like affordable. If you need to get a car, just go for what you can afford. You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that can come about where you got to worry about maintenance, little mishaps can happen, you know, so you want to make sure that you're covered. You get what I'm saying? I just did not know that car payments was this outrageous. So I seen a video and I played them all for you about people talking about their car payments. Some people paying $1,000. I did not know some people were paying this. I knew for a fact there were people paying that for like Hellcats and Scats and all of that. But I did not know there was some people paying $1,000 for a car payment for regular cars. And I'm going to be real with you. $1,000 car payment, I don't know how somebody would be able to live, dog, especially if you got rent on top of that. Like, understanding that I'm in Florida, I don't know where everybody else is, but I understand everybody where you at, like, depending on where your job is or what type of job you work or what they paying, you might be able to live off of that. But in Florida, listen, rent is high down here. So somebody paying $1,000 for a car payment, good luck to you, dog. You're not living how you want to live. Trust me. Because eventually, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. When you have a high car payment, you're going to eventually become a slave to your car. And I'm gonna be real with you. I was a slave to my car. So I told you guys I had an Infiniti. That's my car right there. You feel me? So this car, I love the hell out of this car. It was like a gift and a curse, and I'm glad that I went through it and I dealt with it, like a car payment, seeing what it was like, because I learned everything that comes with it. You feel me? At the time, the job I had was paying me very well, so I could afford it. And I was staying on my own. I had a roommate. But at the same time, I started to see how over time little expenses could add up, and it's like you couldn't become like a slave to your car. So example, let's say your job ends, or you get what I'm saying, like you get fired from your job. These type of things can happen. You have to learn that you have to be able to balance yourself. I wasn't really thinking about the tomorrows, because I'm like, man, I got a good job. I'm a good salesman. I'll be good. You got to understand something. Your job, you have to think about, like, you got to think far ahead, bro. Like, if you have a car payment and you lost your job, would you be able to still afford your payment if you went and got like a lower paying job? You get what I'm saying? You got to learn how to be able to roll with the punches. This is something you got to understand as well. A lot of these people out here that are car salesmen at the dealership, they're not your friend. This is something you need to understand. Anybody working at a car dealer, they're not your friend, bro. They're sharks, dog. And I'm going to explain something to you. People working at car dealers, they work off of commission. So based on what type of car they sell, who they sell it to, all of that, whatever jazz, they get a portion off of it. You get what I'm saying? So if you sign up for a car, they're never going to tell you on some, oh, you know, this is too high for you. That's only if your credit doesn't allow you, or whatever you're approved for, whatever you make. But they're never going to steer you away from a higher payment, because of the fact that, yo, a higher payment, a higher car being sold, guess what, means a fatter commission check for them. So these are things you got to be mindful of. For me in my situation, I knew what it was I was getting into. I always wanted an Infiniti. You get what I'm saying? And it was so crazy that when I went to the bathroom, like the first time I was looking at what they had, I'm like, yo, I'm not really interested. I'm about to walk off. So I'm like, let me just go to the bathroom. Tell me why when I went to the bathroom and came right back out, the lady told me, oh my gosh, we have some new uploads, some new inventory that came in. She showed me a 2007 G35 4-door, and she showed me this, a G35 2-door. I was like, oh my gosh, like, let me get the 2-door. And she told me off rip, shit, you qualify for the car. At the time, my car payment was like $5, so $500. So I was like, that's nothing to me, dog. And my insurance was like $200. Here was the problem though, right? Over time, I started seeing how insurance can get you. After like, I think probably like a month later, insurance called me and said, yo, they made a mistake. Your insurance isn't $200. We ran it and you're underage, so your insurance is gonna be $400. I'm like, what? You tripping, dog? Like, you feel me? It got to the point where slowly but surely things started to add up on the car. So it's like it didn't really make sense for me to have the car, bro. You feel me? So I just voluntarily told them boys, yo, you could just come and get the car. By that time, I already bought another car. You get what I'm saying? Like something that wasn't a payment. You get what I'm saying? Thanks to my brother at the time that I was cool with. But long story short, moving forward, put it like this, dog. You got to think forward and ahead when you're getting a car, dog. Sometimes you may be trying to get something it is that you want, but that's not what you need. You feel me? Yes, you want to be fly. Yes, you want to look good. Nobody don't want to be in none of these little minivan hatchbacks or these little ugly looking cars pulling up, but you have to go what it is that you can afford. My best advice to you, or anybody, I'm going to be real, I deal with auction cars now. You know what I'm saying? That's all I strictly get. Cars out of auction. I don't do nothing that's off the lot, none of that stuff. Because I'm gonna be real with you, once you start to learn the car game and get a little bit deeper into it, you start to see that a lot of this stuff is a ripoff. Insurance, that's one aspect, but it's the interest that's what's really killing people out here. You could have a good credit, you could be making a decent amount of money, but they're gonna screw you when it comes to interest. My best advice to anybody, dog, if you're trying to get a car on payment, take my foolish advice, go to a credit union, dog. I tell people this stuff all the time, bro. If you're going to go and get a car on payment, have some form of a relationship with your local credit union. Tell you why. Credit unions don't require you to have a high credit score. Most credit unions require you to have at least in the 600s, low 600, for them to approve you of something. And the interest rate is low. Like mine's where I'm at is Space Coast Credit Union. Their interest rate is like 1.89%. You feel me? You can't really beat that, dog. So if you go to them, you have a relationship with them. Yo, I'm trying to get a car payment, or I'm trying to get a car. They will show you what it is you're approved for, and they will give you the money to go and get the car, make the process easier. You get what I'm saying? Different strokes for different folks. But if you're trying to get a car payment, please look into these type of things, because there's a lot of people who get screwed over off of interest rates, thinking that, oh, I love the car. I'm going to teach you this right now. Eventually, once you become a slave to a car that you love, that you always wanted, if that's the route you're going to eventually get tired of the car. It's like you don't really care about it no more. You can't really live like how you want to. You get what I'm saying? So with that being said, remember these little words it is that I'm teaching you, dog, because this is something that could save you, bro. Like, I don't regret me ever having a car payment. I'm going to tell you why. Yes, it might have screwed up my credit when I was younger. My credit has gotten way better, but it's something that I learned and I got out of my system. There are some people that I'm surprised, grown as hell, doing stuff that they should have did from way younger, gotten certain things out of their system. And it's like, dog, why is you getting this hefty ass car payment and you know you got bills and rent, and you know your job probably ain't paying you like that? And plus, you don't even be coming to work on time. You feel me? Stuff like that, dog. You got to really factor out all of these things, bro, because I'm going to be real with you. If nobody ever told you, I'm going to break it down for you like this. Once you have a car payment, if you never had to get one, it's like you automatically, like, you have to work, dog. You understand what I mean? Like, you can't be like, oh, I'm gonna call off of work. You could call off if you got time or whatever, but think about it. You got extra bills, dog. You have a car note. You have to pay that. If you don't pay that, guess who's coming for that? The repo man. And that's something that also sparked this topic. I noticed a lot of tow trucks, like, just been on a rampage down here in Florida, like, just moving through, like, collecting Infinities, Nissans, Benzes, Beamers. I'm like, I never knew it was that serious. And then I start looking into it, and then this girl told me this. I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's a reason for me to talk about this. You get what I'm saying? So just remember these little rules it is that I tell you, dog. Just watch out. Just be mindful of the choices that you make, bro. Yes, you want to live, have your fun, but just be choosy of whatever it is that you get yourself into. You get what I'm saying? With that being said, remember this. Words can help you. They can hurt you. But here on my channel, I use them to uplift you, because everybody's a champion. Nobody's a loser, man. It's 444 the world. Peace.